welcome to Canadian Freedom, right? Today I'd like to do a little discussion about something that's very taboo, or at least that's what people on the left would say, because I want to talk about immigration. Now, generally, if you're a conservative or on the right side of the spectrum, whether you're center, middle, far right, doesn't matter. You are a bigot. They will always try to spin you as a bigot if you're talking about immigration and immigration levels. So, what I'd like to talk about is, again, obviously we know Canada and its economy are currently not in the best position, which is an understatement. When you look back to 8 years ago under Harper, Trudeau inherited a balanced budget, very marginal inflation. Things were pretty good. And Trudeau campaigned on making life better for the middle class. If you don't remember that, you can go back and look, comment on if you think Trudeau's made life better for the middle class or the lower class. So, now we have the biggest problems we've had in decades when it comes to housing doubling, rent doubling or tripling. The down payment for a house has doubled or more than doubled. Food prices have been just skyrocketing. Obviously, that's due to inflation. And on top of that, the carbon tax. When you tax the farmer and put more regulations on farmer, you give extra tax to the people that ship the food to grocery stores, and then carbon tax the heat at the grocery store, along with other things. Obviously, food prices are going to go up. No, it's not the CEOs gouging. I'm sorry, Trudeau. Big up champagne and Jagmeet Singh, but it's not gouging. We all see through that. So we have the food crisis. 2 million people a year going to the food bank. What do they say? 1 in 9 or 1 in 10 Canadians skipping meals to make ends meet in our current economic landscape. So, as a government, when you see all these problems, and you're currently bringing in 485,000 permanent residents, that's your target. But what that doesn't include is asylum seekers, refugees, temporary foreign workers, and students. So when you add that all up, over the last year, we have brought in just over 1 million new people to the Canadian economy. Now, I know we're not building not even a quarter of that many living spaces. So you'd think that going forward, an easy way to ease some of this would be to lower immigration targets. Supply and demand. Just makes sense. Well, not so much to the Liberal government, because they don't really do anything that makes sense. Anyways, let's listen to Mark Miller, Minister of Immigration and whatever the heck else they call him. Let's hear what he has for the plan for immigration for the next couple of years.
Initiative people. Canada's been through a lot of change over the last few years. Immigration's taken on
a lot of change the last few years. That's a little bit of an understatement there, bud.
Renewed significance during that time. As we saw from the 2021 census in particular, Canada's population is aging. Immigration is now driving most of our population growth and labor force stability. L'an dernier, le Canada accueillit le plus grand nombre de résidents permanents de son histoire.
Obviously, it's driving a lot of our growth when you're bringing 1 million permanent residents every 2 years.
Our worker, and this is an important statistic, our worker to retiree ratio has dropped from 7 to 1 since I was born 50 years ago to nearly 3 to 1 now. If we don't welcome more newcomers, that number will approach 2 to 1 in the decades ahead, and that'll put our infrastructure and key programs like our healthcare and our education at risk. I'm pleased to share that Canada intends to maintain its target of welcoming 485,000 new permanent residents in 2024 and 500,000 in 2025. Starting in 2026, the number of newcomers we aim to welcome will stabilize at 500,000, allowing for a sustainable population growth.
So there you have it, folks. They're going to maintain that 500,000 target and go up a little bit each year. At the rate we're building homes, I think I heard a study saying we could do at maximum with full out 7 days a week building construction projects. They could do about 300 to 400,000 max per year across the country. So if again, it's supply and demand. It doesn't line up. And I'm not against immigration. We need immigration. Like he says, people are getting older. Birth rates are dropping. But these amounts are just not sustainable in this current economy. They should be slowing it down until Pierre gets in. Because that's what's going to happen. Because this government has lost complete control over this economy. Anyway, so let me know what you think about these immigration targets. Do you think that it has an impact on our economy in a good way or a bad way? Is it adding to the housing crisis, food crisis, every other crisis, economic crisis across the country? Anyway, let me know what you think below. Like, comment, subscribe. Please help the little guy out. It just makes me feel good. And we can get the message of how bad this government is and work towards getting a new one as soon as possible. Thanks for tuning in. Have a good one.